welcome back to another episode of Satisfactory, episode 6, storage room. It's done. It's pretty much done. We have everything. Off camera here, I went ahead and saved everybody the pain of taking care of what I could. So we have our facade kind of figured out here. This is what it would look like when you're walking in. I have the rest of it open up so that I can continue with belts because, you know, belting is fun. So if we come up here, you got a service floor for all the belts, and thank God, Satisfactory allows... Okay, sir, that was Wolf. So thank God Satisfactory actually allows for clippage. We can clip through here now, so, you know, this would have been a logistical nightmare if I would have had to actually run these belts all to their desired places without being able to clip. So, hey, I'm here for it. But then we got the second service level here, which is the belts that are going to the machines from the constructor area, going to the assemblers. And since they're coming from the constructors, for some of the items actually coming out, I went ahead and just put splitters on them, and I just take a piece of the pie coming out, because technically once the storage room is full, it will just be back pressure product, if you will, and the only time it's going to need to take from the constructor line is when we come down here. So the system itself, at least in this pyramid, is not technically meant to be always on 100% efficiency. It's more or less to be a fill this storage room up for us while we're building out around the world, and that's really what we're trying to achieve with this main starter base. So I'm not too worried about the fact that obviously these guys are only producing 60 freaking steel rolls or copper rolls per minute, you know, so it's a slow process. But as you can see, I'm not even using it anywhere, so technically all 60 are just being produced and going right to the storage. So as soon as that's filled up, this line will back up, and there'll be plenty of extra in reserve, if you will. These guys will kick back on, and the cycle will just continue. So as far as our crazy 3,100 screws per minute, no problem here. So these guys are already end game ready. We've got our copper, we got our steel. I did not pipe in the steel, and that's because I probably should, because no matter what, the input lines will not change. The destination of the input lines will. So right now the steel, copper, and pipes are coming from right here, and these foundries are pulling off this coal node that power these power plants below, which, thinking about it, I'm considering getting rid of these power plants. But look at how pretty they are, and the only reason I'm thinking about getting rid of them is because they only produce 75 megawatts. Wait, is it 75? I think that's the generators, fuel generators. Yeah, no, 75. So what's a fuel generator do then? 100? That's a great question. 150. So nearly, literally, is that double? I'm stupid with math. 75 times 2. 150, that's 2. So for every one of these guys, I can get a fuel generator in here, and then I could redo this whole platform with fuel generators. However, we unlock turbo fuel, and producing it all over at the oil field over there, and then having 70 fuel generators over there, and leaving this for aesthetics is cool. But then you got to think, I've got 4 coal nodes up here on top of the mountain that are basically providing coal to the steel foundries there. That's what these belts are underneath. And then you've got the rest of it being used for coal. So kind of a waste of coal, if I'm being completely honest. But they're also not fully overclocked, so I could technically try to split the belts and bring another belt down. And so today what we want to work on, since the storage room is pretty much buttoned up, and I've done as much as I can, there's like 5 products that I could still belt in. There's 2 plastic and rubber sitting in the train station over there. And then you've got, like I said, the 2 steel products, and then there's fuel over there as well. So I'm not going to worry about that for now. What I am going to do, though, is this is an ore node, and I was going to bring steel over here and produce the steel plates and steel pipe here, as well as our cement reinforced, what is that? Reinforced beams, right? So, yeah. Encased industrial beams. So that requires cement, steel pipes. Why do I keep confusing the two? You guys know what I mean. You guys are avid Satisfactory players, right? If not, then it's steel beam and concrete that make encased cement. Encased beams. Jesus CJ, what are you doing? Get your shit together, homie. So, yeah, I'm thinking I deleted this area for what it was. This is where we were producing steel originally. I've got coal here. I'm gonna have to run the numbers on these two coal lines and see what we're actually doing. Can I pull any more coal from here? Technically, yes, if I turn the coal being pulled from there, and I could build my foundries. I've got 12 foundries up there right now, so I could build 12 foundries here. But I want to do some math and actually get this kind of running efficiently and get some real numbers coming out here so that I can get some assemblers properly going upstairs along with manufacturers and such that's going to be needed. However, that train is the ICCQ train as well, which we've talked about in the last 2 episodes, and that's the metals depot. And on one of those cars is also coal. So I could also belt coal in from one of the stations back up here in reverse, and or vice versa, put the station feeding the power plants, and then take these lines over for this. So I could really maximize this plant here, as well as that train is also capable of bringing iron node over. This iron node is kind of a overflow node that's going back up to the iron upstairs, but there's 2 iron nodes there that are not overclocked that can be pumped up to replace this guy. So this guy can be overclocked, stay here. There's another iron node over there that could stay here. So I should have plenty of iron and plenty of coal for these foundries to do their thing. I'm not sure. I want to say that we unlocked a recipe. We did. No, so that's alternate coke. Oh, here it is. Oh, right. Okay, so your original steel ingot is 45 per minute at 4 seconds production, and then we unlocked this recipe. So at 3 seconds, you get almost double at 60, but you have to smelt the iron first, which honestly, that's not a big deal. So I think I am planning to use that recipe. So what I'm thinking is over here, we'll have like a little single story factory that brings the iron in over here, and then we will just crank some ingots out between the 2 iron nodes, figure out the math on that, crank the ingots out over here, and then bring the ingots back into a container, and then have our coal in the container, and then boom, we'll have our foundries, and then we'll build up here, maybe up and over a little bit, and kind of use this whole space, fill it in nicely between the rock and whatnot, make a nice little factory here. And then on the second floor will be the production floor for the steel products, and then we'll belt the steel down, up that beam right there, into the storage room, up to the manufacturing floor, up to the assembler floor, and boom, we will have a done project. Yeah, that's what we'll have, a done project. So let's get started and see what we come up with. Whoa, the save just threw us in the world there. All right, I'll catch you guys in, well, for you, a couple seconds, like now. Steel factory is complete. There's a little bit of room for improvement as far as output of the steel itself, but let's go inside and take a look at what we got here. One of the side utility doors is right here. As soon as we get in, we've got our 2 storage buffers for our ingots, iron ingots, and then our coal that's coming in. The coal ended up working out, math all in all. Like I said, I had to figure that out, but I was able to get up on the top of the mountain and upgrade these belts here to Mach 5s, and then I had to up... What's going on with Mr. Bean here? Mr. Bean, you okay? Mr. Bean, you okay? Oh, well, it still works. He's just having a good old time trying to decide what a universe he belongs in. We got 2 Mr. Beans. So yeah, we've got our coal coming down from the mountain. I ended up overclocking 2 more up there, so this coal line coming down, there's almost there's 3 nodes up there that are being overclocked at 600, so just over 1200 coal is coming down the mountain now in 2 separate lines, so full 780 lines. And then they got storage buffers up there as well. But as soon as you walk into the factory here, we've got all of our foundries. I was about to say smelters, but our smelters for the iron is actually over here. Walk down this hallway here. We've got 20 smelters total making all of the iron. Off the single buffer there, both the lines are getting split and the overflow is coming through, so it's a basic bus system. everything kind of holds its course, and there's definitely plenty of iron here. So, and that one node is being overclocked to 600 output as well. So each one of these, I guess blueprints is what we'll say, is producing 360 steel ingots per minute. So we've got a total of about 760 between all 24 of them that are here. So this is where all this foundry are, down here on the first floor with the smelters over there and the iron. We come up to the second floor here. We've got all of our constructors, and the left side is steel beams and the right side is steel pipes. So I originally, based on my math for the foundries downstairs, I should actually be able to support another floor. As of right now, you've got 16 on both sides, so the output is, what is this, 15 times 16, so you've only got 240 steel plates coming out of here, and then I believe this is 20 per 16, yeah, so 20 per 16, I think it's, what is it, 360, so if you go, 16 constructors times 20, yeah, 320, so I was off by 40. So that's what we're producing here, and then the outputs for these guys are just overflowing back downstairs. I took it all the way back downstairs so that I could run it over to the main base just through the belts. As I was saying, I need to plumb it up through that pylon right there, but basically you've got both your outputs here. So nice little buffer coming in here, and then I was just going to run them over here and then over to the beam and then go up to our manufacturing floor. I keep saying manufacturing, but it's actually assembly floor is where we'll go. So yeah, here's the steel factory. Like I said, room for one more floor there. I just didn't do it right now because I don't have a use for that much, but it could definitely be expanded. That was pretty quick. Just rip off the roof there and plot down another 16 constructors and plumb it in and plumb it back down to the output there and be able to get a higher output going. Almost full 780 lines at that point there. Probably have to do 3 floors total. But now that leaves us, you know, these old steel production foundries can go, and the steel here can go. However, being that everything's backed up and the system's not being utilized at the moment, I'll leave it for now, because if we come back over to our assemblers project area, we still have all this room here for more assemblers, and not to mention I still have, based off all the room and plumbing I did over here, we could actually go all the way down on both sides, even over here, for assemblers. So we've got plenty of room to continue building more parts as needed. But yeah, that's gonna wrap up this episode 6. Thanks for tuning in, much appreciated. Also, don't forget, I am streaming on Twitch, so if you want to check out all of the building in between my episodes here, you can come over and catch me on Twitch to hang out with me and kind of see what I'm doing live. I, again, don't have a schedule just yet, but hopefully that'll change here in the future, so best way to look at it is just follow me over on Twitch. I'll put that below, and leave live notifications on. Alright guys, hit that like button, subscribe, all the good stuff. Really appreciate it. I'll catch you guys in the next one.